gonna get me an autofocus camera one of these days. Okay, so this one I just took 2 painted papers and a piece of decorative duct tape, taped the papers to the duct tape to the spine. Simple, easy breezy, right? So let's just kind of do that same thing. I've got a couple of papers that I picked out, and I'm sorry. Ooh, okay. That was my alarm for my reminder that I have 15 minutes and then I have to go order my bountiful basket for this week. Okay, so I'm going to use these 2. I don't really like these 2, but that's okay because I can proof them up after I bind it. Or before, doesn't matter, but I'm not going to. Wait till after. This is a really good time also to use some of these stiff papers. If you've made some collages that, you know, really are too stiff to fold, this is a good use for them because you don't have to fold them. Here they are. And the insides of these, I didn't do anything fun on them. I painted these on magazine pages, and then they've got some collage pieces underneath for texture. So I left the backs plain. I forgot to get a piece of drop paper. I brought drop paper down here to use for the insides because I went upstairs and just looked for some kind of paper to use, and I just found some of these scraps of drop papers that I thought would make great end papers or back sides for the covers. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to glue these on real quick, and just going to pick one, do like that. Looks good. I'm going to use my Yes paste that I like to use, and I'm getting down to where sticking my hand in there is not really working because it comes out with paste all over it. So I have to kind of scoop it out now. So I scooped some out and put it in my fancy designer paint cup. And I'm going to use my fancy artist grade applicator. And I watered down my Yes paste because I usually do unless I'm attaching really thick stuff together, and these are not that thick, so I watered it down. This may be a little bit too watery, but it'll be fine. And I'll have leftover, and then I'm just going to pour it back into the container. Normally I just usually hold the container under the tap, turn on the water, add water, and then just mix in a little bit of the paste at the top with the water. But since getting my hand down there is not really working anymore, I scooped it out and did that. Yes paste does have a limited shelf life anyway, so this will be fine. It won't go bad any quicker than the undiluted, but it all goes bad eventually. You'll get, depending on the climate you live in, it could last, you could get a couple years out of it. I usually, with the humidity, I only get about a year out of my Yes paste. And then it starts turning funky. Of course, after about a year, everything in humid climates turns funky. Okay, I'm going to line this up with this corner and edge. I'm not even sure that this is straight. It looks like not. So I'm just going to stick it down, and then when it dries, I'll trim around it. Yeah. My paper wasn't exactly square, but it doesn't need to be. I'll trim around it when it's done. I just want to make sure that it's stuck good. Okay. There we go. There we go. I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to do it off camera because I'm conserving batteries. My mouse and my camera are sharing batteries today. That's how badly I need to go to the store. So I'm going to glue the other thing on, and then I'll be back. Okay, got my drop papers glued onto my covers, which I think look just fabulous. In fact, that should probably be the cover. But no, I'm going to use that for the cover. They are ready. I'm ready to bind. Now I've got my text block here that's all sewn and glued, and it's going to go in just like that with this over the top. I may have to trim the edge some, but I'm not going to do that till after I bind because I'm not really measuring anything, you know. I'm eyeballing it and it turns out different every time. I'm going to use some duct tape. This is a good opportunity to use all that decorative duct tape that we've been buying and not really using a whole lot of. Well, maybe that's just me. Probably just me. I'm going to pull off a strip a little longer than my pages. And then I'm going to just kind of stick it down. I'm going to use my lines here to get it straight as best I can. But I'm going to stick it down kind of like that, because I want sticky side up, but I don't want it to shift and move, so that's why I curled the ends under to stick it down. Is that about right? No, come on, Shannon. It doesn't have to be exact. Good enough. Okay, so now I'm ready to stick my covers on, and I just eyeball this. I come in probably, yeah, they're long enough. I come in probably a ½ inch or so, about like that. Yeah, lay that down. Come in about a ½ inch on this side. About like that. And if you're fussy, you can measure, but I just give it a glance, and if it looks about right to me, it's probably going to look about right to most people. So I go with it. Yep, I think that's good. Press it down. Now take my text block, and what I kind of do is stand it up in the middle and then look on both sides and see if I'm about even, and to my eye that looks like I'm about even. So I'm going to lay it down and pull this out. Yeah. Pull that out and come over this way. I just want to make sure that it's, see, okay, I'm done. I want to make sure that I get it up against that edge good. Yeah, that makes more sense. Sometimes I'm not very bright. Okay, there we go. Now, smoosh it down. Use your little bone folder thing if you want. There we go. We are bound. Now we want to trim. And I'm just going to use my X-Acto, this thing, and looks like I need to, excuse me, I need to trim a little off of this edge. So Okay, ta-da! Finished book. And as you can see, the pages don't lay completely flat, but they're magazine flat, which is fine. You don't have to have every single book that you make be completely flat, because that would be boring. So there we go. Now all I have to do is wait for our other text block to finish drying. I just looked at it. Yeah, it's still got some glue globs on it. So as soon as this one finishes drying, then we'll put its cover on and we will be finished. Well, apparently this is another episode of me being a living example of Murphy's Law. Why you didn't tell me I was putting the wrong text block into these covers? Why no one told me? No one said a word. You sat there and you watched me put this text block into these covers when I clearly said this is the cover that I wanted for this text block. But no, you just let me go ahead and do it. No one stopped me. Are you even paying attention? Okay, there's a slight chance that I'm just an idiot. I got confused because I had the whole, Food Network thing where I had the one kind of half finished and the one I was working on, and then I got confused and kept going, and okay, I ended up sticking this one into these covers. But you know what? It was fixable. I took it upstairs. I hit the glue on the tape with my heat gun, which loosened it up. I was able to peel the tape away without too much damage. I lost a few little places, and then I put the correct text block into the covers, the one that I had intended to put in the beginning, and put some new tape on, and then, of course, after I did all my trimming, I'm just about flush on all sides. But it worked. It was totally fixable, so I can cover up my own idiocy. And now we're back on track. This is the one that was over there that we glued, and I was just waiting for the glue to dry. So it was dry, and I did the little sewing thing. I didn't poke quite as many holes for this one, but did the sewing thing, did the taping thing, so this is good. Now we're ready to put this cover on to this text block. And I think I want it like that, and like that. And I've been trying to think what is going to be the best way to do this, and I think double stick tape is going to be the best way to do it. Some really good double stick tape, which is usually carpet tape. So I've got some carpet tape right here, and I think it should be wide enough. I'm just going to cut me off a long piece. And I've got extra around my edges here, so I don't have to worry about getting it exactly even. I can trim it up when I'm done, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and put it maybe there to there. We're going to hope that that is middle-ish. Let's just see. Oh man, carpet tape is good and sticky. I wish it came in different widths though. You can get it really, really wide or not quite so wide, but you can't find it skinny. And skinny would be good to have. Close enough. Okay, and just because this is so sticky and hard to handle, I'm going to go and trim these ends off. Hopefully nothing else major will go wrong. I don't mind things going wrong as long as they're fixable. It's when things go wrong that I can't fix and make up for that I get a little cranky. Okay, yes, that's the front, and this is And make sure my little guy's facing upwards. Yes, he is. And I want this right here. I've got one chance to get this stuck down right. It's not like duct tape where I can kind of pick it up and move it. Carpet tape, you get one chance. Oh, the stress, the pressure. Let me peel the stuff off. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now, and I'm not worried about, you know, if this gets too far this way or too far this way. You know, that doesn't matter because I'm going to trim up the ends anyway. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But what I do need to be careful about is that I don't get it messed up that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do the best I can to carefully, I think I've made contact on the back, so I'm locked in now. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Okay, bring this up. I want it all the way flush on the spine. There we go. I've never done it like this before, so let's just see how this works. Alright. Well, I think it works just fine. What do you think? Okay. I need to stick it together at the top and bottom. Yep. Alright, I'm calling it a success. So, now, well, I did pretty good on the evening it up. I might need a little bit, yeah, I need to trim a little bit off of that edge, but you know what, these top and bottom edge are good. They're even. So, it is done. It is ready for embellishing and fabulousness. I don't know what kind, but you know, this is going to turn up again in future videos as I figure out more of what to do with it. So there you have it. How to bind, do the Japanese stab binding, to bind loose leaf sheets together without folding as an alternative to poking holes and using binder rings or machine binding. And how to cover mistakes as well, and how to break needles. Don't forget, you just learned so much in this video series. You know, you should really be grateful that I'm such a klutz. Yay, me! Okay, the end.